internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward. There's trillions of dollars parked around the world. XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. If you guys are going to church tomorrow, I want you guys to pray to the imbeciles, the waste of skins, the individuals that are so dumb on this planet that they need a reality check. There is an individual that tried to go back and forth with David Schwartz, the man that worked for the NSA, the man that put patents out in 1988 for distributed ledger technology. And he's out here trying to go back and forth with David Schwartz. And this is the definition of an imbecile, of a waste of skin, useless to society and provides no use for intelligence to this planet. And as many of you guys may think that's harsh, guess what? You have the option to unsubscribe, leave a dislike, and never come back. Because at the end of the day, I am gonna be myself. When I meet every single one of you guys, I am not gonna be this magical different person. You're gonna see and hear exactly what you get across the screen. And the information that I'm gonna go over today, the factual information, is not disputable whatsoever. There's an individual here, a complete moron, brain dead, walking fool, comes out, and I'm not going to read the full thread. I'll leave the thread in the description down below, but I'm telling you right now, just listen to what David says, because this man is using ChatGPT 100%. I mean, even this dash right here, you guys all know, nobody's putting a dash here. Nobody's putting a dash here besides ChatGPT. This loser says, XRP is a bank-themed meme coin. XRPL makes 1K in fees per day. XRP has no value. Blah, 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 blah. Brain dead. His brain cells, if you were to put that thing under a CT scan, nothing. Hollow. Absolutely nothing. And this is an individual, nice little backhand to the face would, oh man, it would feel so good. And I know violence isn't the answer, but for this level of stupidity, you need to shuffle their brain cells and hopefully something happens. Okay, because this individual is going back and forth with David Schwartz, a man from the NSA, a man that put a patent out in 1988 for distributed ledger technology, and he thinks he could come out here and go back and forth with David Schwartz and think he has a say. Everybody has a say, but when your say is so dumb and makes no sense, it's just wow. Okay, I gotta calm down here. I gotta calm down. And then he goes on to say, tokens can only be one of two things: a meme coin or a token with claims to cash flow. And then David, gives him all the good stuff without ChatGPT, and the individual obviously goes back to ChatGPT. Here's another dash. Again, comical, absolutely comical. With ETH, comma, and ChatGPT will always put ETH and all these commas and all these arrows. It's remarkable. It is absolutely remarkable, and this man thinks he's intelligent. And I want to say one thing here. The information I'm going to go over in today's episode is indisputable. I'll leave the thread for David Schwartz and Airhead in the comment down below if you guys want to check it out. But it is truly remarkable what is about to happen. Everybody's going to get blindsided because they're about to witness XRP on a multi-year bull market that is never going to look back. And when you take a look at Solana is even taking shots at Ripple. So Ripple came out a couple days ago, actually yesterday, and said, what does secure institutional custody look like in a tokenized world? And then they say next week at Swell, here's our lineup. We have Sandy Call, Ryan Rugg. And you remember Ryan Rugg, banks need cross-border liquidity. They don't want a bank token. And then you have Cynthia Bessette and you have Reese Merrick. And then we have an individual by the name of Jackson Knox, an OG, a GOAT, says if there is any, and I mean any doubt, that Ripple, the company, and XRP, the asset, are not on your level, and then mentioning Solana and Western Union, which we talked about Solana and Western Union a couple days ago. And then Solana has the audacity to come back with receipts, which is cool, and says, correct, not on the same level. And then gives us all these little links of Sandy Call, Jenny Johnson, Fidelity, of them talking about Solana, blah, blah, blah. Peanuts compared to what Ripple and XRP is actually doing behind the scenes, and they have no idea about this. And the origins of Solana is disgusting, and I'm going to go over that in a moment, because Solana and Alameda Research and FTX, nobody talks about it, but you guys need to know about it, because it's very, very important to know where your token origins are coming from, right? So Solana says this, saying that Solana is nowhere near on XRP's level. It's much, much higher than XRP, which is absolutely crazy to me, because Solana will be never on XRP's level, and that is a fact. And I hate that I have to come out here and do this, right? Because I'm only doing this because this is misinformation, and you need to understand the difference between right and wrong. And the fact that Solana is coming out on this level and saying this kind of stuff about Ripple and XRP, when we should all be coming together and working together as an industry to create a level playing field. And I've told you guys that Chainlink is going to have a role, Solana is going to have a role, Ethereum is going to have a role, XRP is going to have a role. They all have their different use cases. But the thing is, I don't know why we are the ones we are hated, because they know we're so powerful, and we are so much more intelligent than your average holder, and that's a fact. So let's go back to Solana. Solana started back in 2020, okay, 83 cents right here. Alameda Research, blah blah blah, pumped it up. I'm gonna put a tweet about this in a moment. I'm gonna tag Solana, but if we just go back to take a look at this. So Alameda owned and still owns 8.2% of Solana's supply. Alameda, FTX, corruption. Okay, and then you have FTX and Alameda unstake 23 million worth of Solana, admit to settle creditor debt. And then they even unlocked another redeeming $45 million worth of Solana from staking. But remember, Solana has to come out and protect their reputation and say, Solana ecosystem facts related to FTX bankruptcy. Whatever. It is what it is. But take a look at this, okay? When you take a look at the just chart, because charts speak louder than words. It goes all the way from 83 cents to 250, comes back down to $8, and then goes back up, comes back down, goes back up, okay? But why am I showing you this? Because when you take a look at XRP's chart, it's been a steady growth and consolidation, because there's a real product being designed behind the scenes for this asset. It provides a real utility for the ecosystem, and that is why the price of XRP is only going to keep on going up. We are not going to have these bear markets that everybody talks about, these 4-year cycles. We are going to have a multi-year bull market for XRP, and that is, people are going to get blindsided by that. And even when you go back to the historical snapshots, it was XRP and Bitcoin all along. So Solana has no right to come out and try to say we are on a different level than XRP. Look, are you a moron? Solana, you were born in 2020, and you are backed and pretty much market made by Alameda, one of the biggest corruptions in crypto history. And XRP has been number 1 and 2 for a very long time on its own, right? Like, you can't even make this up. And even when you go on back to the all-time highs in 2018, this was purely based off of speculation. Every number you see here was all based off of speculation, zero real world utility being on. And now XRP is at, above $2 trading handsomely, and $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $100 is coming faster than a lot of you guys think, okay? So where are we going with this now, okay? Because this is where the important parts, this is the important part. XRP, $2.50. You need to understand, when XRP is used to settle these payments, the institutions moving value must own or borrow XRP to complete these transactions. This isn't going to be about speculation This isn't going to be about speculation anymore. This is an operational need. And as these corridors go live, you have remittances, tokenized treasuries, stablecoin conversions, interbank settlements. Folks, the aggregate amount of XRP required as working capital will grow in proportion to these daily throughputs. You need to understand it from that perspective. So when we move $500 billion and XRP as that bridge per day, each of those tokens that are circulating are going to be used many times. in that day. But you have to understand that that inventory is going to be locked, not traded. Take a look at the ETFs that are going to be physically backed ETFs, locked, and is not going to be in circulation. People do not understand liquidity depth. Like, a bridge asset can't fluctuate wildly. Banks won't tolerate it. And that is why XRP's volatility is not crazy, and it won't be. And when it goes to $100, that ain't coming back down, okay? That is not coming back down. And as the adoption scales, these professional market makers, these FX decks, and institutional liquidity providers, they're going to completely absorb the depth and shocks, okay?
People who hold that to align incentives. Institutional buyers who may buy XRP with a lockup, they have an aligned incentive with us and other people who hold XRP because the future value of XRP is very important to them, and we're able to use it that way.
And the results is going to be stability around a rising baseline. $100 XRP will be a baseline, like a currency pair with persistent demand. The volatility in XRP is going to shrink because real usage creates two-way flow, okay? Understand that. You don't get the violent, moves in that asset. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, but this is just remarkable to say the least, okay? Because you guys all know that XRP already has the clear legal classifications in the US and full regulatory frameworks abroad. And every single bank is invited, every single bank is involved, fintechs. You really cannot turn away from this anymore. And like I said, crypto's early price cycles were driven by, halvings, Bitcoin halvings coming up, whoa, and liquidity chasing narratives. Utility networks behave differently. Value is driven by transaction volume and not hype. And as these tokenized deposits, these digital securities migrate onto an interoperable ledger, XRP's role as a neutral bridge will expand automatically. Each new use case will add baseline demand that doesn't disappear when the sentiment of the whole crypto ecosystem cools down, okay? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. But like I said, time will settle everything. I don't know. I really don't know what to say. It's just, I'm lost for words. I don't know why the XRP community gets attacked like this. There isn't enough voices. I know why the XRP community gets attacked like this, because we have some decent content creators that talk about crazy valuations for XRP, or they say XRP 1000x and stuff like that. Just talk about the basic fundamentals on why the price is going to go up. Like, stop making it so hard. That's why I'm always stuck with $100 XRP. Because why am I going to talk about $1,000 XRP or a $500 XRP when people cannot even wrap their head around $100 XRP? Okay, and that is why I told you, I'm going to show you how it gets there, and you will see it yourself. And let me know in the comments down below, folks, if that helped you. For a very long time, I told you how it's going to go to $10, $20, $30, and then I gave you the reasons, the facts on why the price will go higher. Like, that is when you, as an intelligent individual, understands it. That's why I didn't just feed you and tell you, like, it's going to happen. I gave you the breadcrumbs, I gave you the puzzle pieces, and you put them all together, and then you have a aha moment. Okay, I know many of you guys watched my previous videos, and it may have taken you maybe 5, 10, 20 videos that you may have watched, and then you were like, God damn, this thing's actually, wow. Like, you really cannot stop this when things starts going. And market capitalization means absolutely nothing, because market capitalization is pretty much liquidity, okay? So you can't really look at it from that way, and that is why market cap for XRP is limitless. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And even like, I haven't talked about Salute for a very long time, folks. But there's a lot of big news coming out for Salute. So if you guys are interested to join the Salute community, this is a token that we have created, a meme token that is going institutionalized. Okay, We are changing the entire meme ecosystem. We are setting the standard for the meme culture and how memes are gonna move from hype to real narratives with real world use cases that will have a lasting impact, okay? So if you guys are interested, take a link, I can't even talk right now because I'm just so all over the place. My nose is running again, and it's actually the snot's on my beard, like on my mustache, but goddamn, excuse me. But the links are in the description down below. Join the Telegram. We'll be in there. Take a look at the Joey wallet if you want to get onboarded onto Salute. The link's in the description down below. Take a look at our website. Everything you need to know about Salute, about our validator on the XRP ledger. Like, we are in this for the long run, okay? We have a validator for this community, and even if you guys take a look at the validator, Salute is one of 187 validators worldwide, okay? There's 187 validators, and then Salute is one of them. And when Larry Fink pisses me off, I corrupt his payments. No, that's all a joke. But, you know, we are adding value to the network, okay, as a Salute community. We are far, far, far behind a meme coin, and every single one of you guys that are a part of Salute, everything starts with trust and transparency, right? And that is why you don't see the fluctuations that you see for Salute compared to other meme coins. So I'm over here comparing Salute today to every other meme coin on the XRP ledger, and you can really see the huge difference when you have, you know, when you don't have controlled narratives and pump and dumps and a cult behind it. Everything is transparent. I own 69% of the supply. That is fully transparent. We have our art director that owns 6.3% of the supply. And then we have 23% that is circulating amongst you folks, okay? And remember, every single one of you guys are a part of history creating this foundation of trust. We are building the pillars together, and I cannot wait to really break everything down to you. And once you guys see this, how we could have a huge impact within the Ripple ecosystem, you're gonna say, wow. Like, you guys gotta understand, everybody that's in here, anybody that holds over like 100 million SLT, like this is gonna be considered whales in the future, okay? And you guys are the pillars to this foundation, and I cannot wait to share the next chapter of SLT and where we are going, because we are not here for the short term. We are here for 3, 4, 5, 10 years, and this community, this Salute community, will be built on its own. Remember, $100 XRP will happen 100%, and Salute's mission, its belief is $100 going to happen 100%. We're going to salute $200 above and beyond, and also create a marketplace for our community, because we are smart, we are intelligent, and we trust each other. Again, everything comes back to trust in life. If you take the bus, you trust that your conductor isn't going to drive you off a cliff, right? But in terms of everything comes down to trust. And I cannot wait. I just cannot wait. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at Salute. The links are in the description down below, and we'll be back with another video.
The thing with these assets, though, is they always follow a hockey stick.
It started with a vision, now it's spreading wide. SLT's the token, it's our DJ pride. 24 hours crypto, leading the call. Bringing XRP believers, united we stand tall. First ledger's on fire, trades like the scene. SLT's the movement, power in the dream. From the memes to the moon, we're making it real. 100 XRP, that's the deal. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny.
As long as a specific asset class actually starts moving on-chain wholesale, and you get true hockey stick adoption.
This ain't just a token, it's a battle cry. For those who know, XRP will fly high. Salute is the name, SLT the ticker. First ledger's buzzing, trades getting quicker. Building the future, brick by brick. In a world powered by Ripple, the vision will stick. We're more than a meme, it's a movement strong. XRP believers, let's prove them wrong. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to hunt a destiny. 24 hours crypto, the captain of the crew. SLT's the anthem for the bold and true. Through the dips and the pumps, we stand and fight, believing in the ledger, in the dawn's bright light. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to hunt a destiny. So raise your SLT, let the world hear the sound. XRP believers, we're ripple bound. From the memes to the charts, the vision is clear. Salute to the future, the time is near. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to hunt on a destiny.
With another video.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch.
I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.